Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Design. I wanted to come back very quickly. I have mentioned a few books lately that are great for gardening, and I've gotten a couple of questions, so I thought I would just really quickly hop on here. I'm in the process of setting up for another video, and these books were out on top, and I thought, oh my goodness, I should just go ahead and show these. So last year I picked up a book by Melissa K. Norris, and it's called The Family Garden Plan. I think it's really good. She is definitely in a different part of the country, but I do think that there are things to gain from this. She is in the Northwest of the United States. It's not always transferable down here. And I know she'll say it is, but there are just some things that aren't, depending on the type of client, at least for us, the type of climate you live in, not client, climate you live in, etc. So, but I do think that there are things in here that are helpful. So I wanted to throw this in the stack. She also has a garden. I have a different book by her. I think it's a garden planning. I can't remember. But anyways, the family garden or something like that. I've not really utilized it because I really love my happy planner method. Using a planner and just keeping a weekly log of what I'm planting, what I'm seeding, what I'm harvesting, etc., is such a better use of my time. I've just found that it is working very, very well because when I look at where I live, I need things like this, a month by month gardening in Texas. These books are invaluable. I have that one and I have Grow Great Texas Vegetables. This is also by the month. I would highly recommend wherever you live, you find a gardening how-to month by month book that is for your area. These are invaluable. Yes, you can find things like this on the internet, but I just find if you're a paper and pen person and you like to take notes and you want to be able to just leaf through it in the middle of the night and that kind of a thing, if you can't sleep, or you know what I'm saying. I just find resource tools that I can hold in my hands so much better utilized. Um, what's the old saying? Not everything you read on the internet is true. Um, and I'm sure most of it is, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. So I find that these things have had to been tested and retested, and all of that. So also, I I particularly like how these are broken down. Like this is broken down by trees, by fruit trees, by plants, by grass, by whatever. And then you have each section, and then it goes month by month through the year of what you plant, what you harvest, what you don't plant, etc. I mean, it's just invaluable. And, same thing here. So I just want to say I have resourced these. I don't know why they look so good because I feel like I have just beat the tar out of them in the last year, but I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have read them even more. That is something I would highly recommend to you, is that you put on your calendar every, fifth of the month, you pull these out and you reread whatever it is, even though you think you know in your brain, you still want to go back and check and recheck and reread that month's chapter. It is not even a chapter, it's like a couple of 3 pages. So it's totally worth the investment. It is totally worth the investment of these types of books. Number one, they're never going to go out of date. They're just not going to go out of date. And if they are, it's going to be like one item that you could literally go back in with a pen and a sticky note and write over it if it ever changes. So these are tried and true. They're going to be here. You're going to use them for probably the rest of your life if you stay in the same place the rest of your life. Now, last but not least, I have just found this book. Who Off Grid with Doug and Stacy is who I heard about this book from. And it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, but it's been useful enough for me to take notes. So I hands down think this is a great tool. You look up what you're looking for and what it would best be planted with. In other words, companion planting is about taking two different plants, putting them together, and they benefit off each other. So say you want to plant a tomato, one of the things that we know does very well around a tomato is basil. So the basil benefits the tomato benefits the basil. And so therefore you end up with bigger, beautiful, more healthy, etc. plants. Another couple of things that we are in the process of doing right now is I'm literally planting hanging pots in the next few days with my nasturtiums that I've already started that are in overload on my porch. And then I will do another replant of nasturtiums and I will just keep them going all summer until the freeze of next winter, or, whatever it hits next. The reason why is we literally ate leaves of nasturtiums in the leaves were in our salads today for lunch, and you can eat the flowers, and they're very, very healthy for you, especially if you have tummy problems. Nasturtiums are great. They're a bitter leaf or bitter tasting plant, which bitters help your tummy, if you didn't know that. And so, my husband even stood there. He tasted them today. He's had them before. He stood there and tasted it today, and he goes, "Oh, these are good. They're actually spicy." I mean, he was chewing it, waiting a few minutes. And he goes, "Now they're spicy." So they have different layers of flavor. I thought that was really kind of funny. And I said, yeah, they're a bitter. And so, therefore you're going to have a different type of flavor with them. And so it just adds something to your salad, taste wise as well as nutrition wise. Now, here's the other thing about nasturtiums. They're an anti-bug plant. There are certain bugs that don't want to be around nasturtiums. I never find any bugs I never find any bugs on my nasturtiums. I mean, never. So it's really interesting to me. I began growing a few last year. This year, I planted quite a bit, and they are just in overflow. I will continue planting them all over the property. I ordered more seeds today. I have more seeds to plant. They will just be successive. I'll successively plant. So, in other words, or succession. That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry, guys. I have gone 2.5 weeks with very bad sleep. So please hang with me. So what that means is I'll plant one, wait X amount of time, plant a second round, wait X amount of time, plant a third round. So at one point we'll have one with flowers, one with leaves, one in growth, that kind of a thing. And you just keep cycling it. I do the same thing with all my lettuce. I do it with my tomatoes, my peppers. I don't do it with herbs because herbs just give. They never go out until it freezes. And some of them come back every year, like your parsley. I mean, almost all my herbs have come back from last year, and we had serious snow this year, which we don't have down here. So a matter of fact, they came back in abundance. I've already harvested a massive amount of lemon balm, getting ready to put it in my dehydrator. It is a huge bowl of it, and I didn't even begin to harvest everything. Same thing with my lettuce. It has been I don't know if we can eat all this salad. So we're eating salad almost every day now, either lunch or dinner. And probably today at lunch, we had like a Caesar shredded salad. And tonight we'll have something else, some other kind of salad. My biggest problem is my GI tract. There's only certain things my stomach can handle for so I've got to be careful about that. But it's a live enzyme. It's super healthy for you. It's, of course, low cal and full of nutrition because we grow the red leaf and the green leaf. And we more so grow the red leaf than we do the green leaf. And absolutely gorgeous salads. Absolutely gorgeous gardens. I mean, I went out yesterday with a pair of scissors and realized I don't even need to have a pair of scissors out here. This stuff just breaks off so easily and fills my basket, and I bring it in. So, and always, whatever you're doing, add some kind of herb in your salad. I'm just learning this. So, I mean, I've always loved herbs and I've always loved adding them in things, but I would kind of like specialize whatever it was I was eating with herbs. And what I'm recognizing now is that herbs are so chock full of nutrition that I'm now adding them to everything from raw to cooked to even smoothies. Yeah. So, and you're probably thinking, well, how do you add an herb to a smoothie? Mint. Add any kind of a mint, a peppermint, like a mint, which is more likely a spearmint. Any of those. You also have like pineapple mint, chocolate mint, things like that. You can add to smoothies, and They're good. I'm telling you right now, they're good. And then you can also dehydrate them, make teas out of them. You can also, I love mint with watermelon and lime in a drink. I chop up watermelon, I put lime, fresh squeezed lime, and mint in it. And it is the best Gatorade you could ever drink, full of electrolytes in the summer. It's just fantastic. And honestly, it's a drink and a snack, you know? So, but these are the 4 types of books I would highly recommend. Again, I adore my planner. I love it. I use it. I'm not using the monthly yet. I'm sorry. But as you can see, I'm absolutely loving every bit of where I'm at. I still have to put my dates up there, but, and I haven't even begun to write in there this week. This is just my prep, what I was going to do this week. So I make my list, I then transfer it over. And then I also have a list of things that I'm wanting to keep finding or looking for that's coming in the mail, etc. So, yeah, I mean, it is a blessing to keep this as a journal. And you're probably thinking, well, why don't you just keep a cheap little notebook? You can. You totally can. But what I really like about it is that I can now go back and look at, when did I order this? When did I plant this? Did this work at this time? Did it not work at that time? Etc. And it's not that hard to go back and read, because usually you have a rough idea of, when did I plant that? What month was it that I planted that? Where did I plant that? What garden area? And that's kind of a big thing for me, is remembering, okay, was it in full sun? Was it in partial sun? Those are the things that are invaluable to me right now. And yes, I maybe should have paid attention to that first year, and I always do, but experience is a lovely teacher. And, so we literally have some seeds that we have planted in 2 different places on the property. One of which was under my care, and so they popped up instantly. The other of which was under my daughter and husband's care, and they took forever to pop up. And, of course, my husband keeps this joking rival about, my tomatoes are better than your tomatoes. But, at first it was like, your tomatoes are better than mine. Why? And he's doing the things that I finally told him last year. If you will do XYZ, you will receive more benefit from your tomatoes. They will be healthier. They will be stronger. They will be more productive. He wouldn't, pardon me, do it last year. Not because he's being mean. He just didn't think it was that important. This year, he sees somebody else in a video and he starts doing it, and he's like, wow, that was really true. And I was like, who told you that already? Kind of jokingly. But I said, that's great. That's great. That's great you're doing it, and he wants to mess with my plants, which is fine. It really is. I mean, for the longest time, it was like, don't touch my plants anymore. They're mine. But what I'm recognizing is now I'm moving on to other plants that he doesn't like to handle. He doesn't like to mess with. So I just refocus my focus, and that's okay. I mean, I still care for everything, but you know what I mean. So I think that as we move through this process, everybody's at different places, even within your household. If you're doing a family garden, even from house to house, if you have other family outside of your household that is planting gardens. And there are people that are teachable. There are people that are not teachable. There are people that are just dogmatic. They believe their way is right, and there's nothing wrong with that. And, here's the deal about a garden. A garden's a journey. It's not a destination. It's something that you go through and you learn. That's what gardening is. It's just an experiment on this earth that we learn what grows best where. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm a Christian, so when I go in my garden, I pray as I plant the seeds, as I water the seeds, as I plant the starters, as I water the starters, as I, groom the starters, as I pick the produce, as I, clear out the garden when it's over. And I pray about what comes next. And so for me, my garden is a walk with the Lord. It's just very, that's what it is for me. So I think, and that's why this week in my planner, it wasn't just gardening stickers and planting goodies. It was faith-based. And So for whatever it is for you, find joy in your journey. And for me, my joy is in not just the produce, but it's in the whole journey. I mean, I remember last year when my seeds started sprouting and I was squealing like a little girl. And, I've never been able to grow seeds very well. Maybe because I just didn't have patience, maybe because I didn't have the attention that it needed. But I think that there is something about this journey that is a blessing. And I hope as you go through your days and you look at your own journey, whether it be in gardening or anything else, that you can find joy in it. And there are great days. And then Mama said there'd be days like this, there got to be some rough days. And that's okay because here's the part of it. I was just talking to my pastor here recently, and he brought up the scripture in James. And again, I'm a Christian, so hang with me. There's joy in the journey. You would give God thanks in the good and the bad. We learn something in the good and we learn something in the bad if we allow ourselves to learn. So look at a garden as your schoolroom, the place that you're going to go and you're going to learn and you're going to grow and you're going to benefit from this journey. Not walk away and say, what a waste of time. If something goes really, really bad, figure out why it went really, really bad. What did you do that maybe needed to be changed? What did you do that, you know, you need to amend? What do you need to do differently next time? Is it that the way you set it up was wrong? Is it that bugs came? Is it that it was in the wrong location? Is it that it needed a different type of soil? Or I'm getting ready to plant all my cacti and it needs a completely different soil. And that's what it is, you know? So I honestly find that very interesting to me. And I have planted, succulents in regular soil for years. And I'm going to be honest, they do great. I've never had much problems with succulents. The reason I'm having to replant succulents this year is because of all the snow. But I think it's interesting. I do, and I hope it is interesting for you. And I hope this type of encouragement of books and resources and even the journal would be a blessing to you, and it would be something that would encourage you, and it would be something that might help you along in your path. So, okay, friends, this channel is all about encouragement. So if you're not a part of it and you're thinking about subscribing, please subscribe. We love to have you. And hit that notification bell. It tells you whenever time a new video comes up. And if you want to watch it, great. And if you don't, just swipe it to the side and move on. And I'm talking about when it pops up on your phone and or tablet. And yeah, leave a comment. Tell me what's going on in your garden. Tell me if you've even planted a garden this year or if you're contemplating planting a garden. I would just love to say it's never too late to plant a garden. Let me say that again. It's never too late to plant a garden. Now, it may be too late for some things that you plant, but in total, you can always find something to plant, if that makes any sense. There's always something throughout the year that you can put in a garden or in a pot or in, whatever it is that you're working out of. And yeah. So, okay, friends, I pray your day is blessed, creative, and lovely. You guys have a great day. Stay safe and give me your thoughts below. I'd love to hear what's going on in your garden. Okay, friends. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.